Good morning. Here is the Sanibel Island update as of July 11th, 2023. The Sanibel Planning Commission met today. The first agenda item was guest speaker Dr. Langwell, who is a civil engineer. She gave an overview what green building is and standards for green building to give the committee a better understanding of what green building is exactly. She spoke for about 10 minutes and then answered questions for about 50 minutes. Nothing she said really stuck out for me, so personally, I still don't quite understand what green building is. Most of the presentation, the guest speaker and the committee spent the time discussing who got hit the hardest by the hurricane. Not the most helpful conversation about green building. And of course, Ty Sromowski, one of the commission members, spent most of his time going over his experiences as a former planner on Key West. Blah, blah, blah. He does love reciting his resume. I've heard him say this stuff about 10 times. Thanks for sharing, but this still doesn't help me understand quite what you mean by green buildings. They did mention solar panels with backup batteries and burying electric lines a lot, so I guess that's what they consider a green building. I'm not for sure. Solar panels have been around a while. Nothing new there. The second agenda item was for food truck discussions, how Sanibel's ordinances conflict with state food truck regulations that have been recently passed. One issue is Sanibel does not allow street parking. Food trucks usually park on streets, but on Sanibel they can't. Food trucks also usually operate in beach parking lots in Florida, but again, Sanibel does not allow this. Food trucks can operate on the island with a special use permit. This is already in their ordinances. Since food trucks can operate with a permit, Sanibel is technically in compliance with the state's food truck ordinances. So for the Sanibel restaurants who bought food trucks to use while their restaurants are being rebuilt, once the restaurants are finished, the food trucks can still be used if they get a special use permit approved. The public hearing portion of the meeting was about property 950 Dunlop Road. That is the historic schoolhouse at Sanibel's historic village. They submitted permits for rebuild on the exterior, and they're going to rebuild it as close as they can to the original. The permits were approved. The committee also mentioned at the next meeting on July 25th, the Coastal Creek issue will be heard again. This is the one that I am most interested in, so cannot wait for that meeting. Thanks for listening.